Good. Well, this session we're going to talk about environment and the nature. And I'm going to ask you a few questions related to the nature. And my first question for you is about logging and the impact of logging industry. So I want to say that, what are environmental impacts of logging? And if you don't know the meaning of logging, it means, the work of, cutting down trees, in forest in order to make some wooden products and goods like paper, or I don't know, use, trees for building and constructions, furniture. Okay, so I want to ask you about the environmental impact of logging.
Yeah, and I just want to confirm about the meaning of logging. Logging mean
Okay, let me explain again. Logging industry actually is, involves cutting down, cutting trees for sale or to use for some wooden products. Like, for example, we cut the trees in the forest in order to make some wooden products like furniture, in order to use them for building, for, I don't know, and to make some, paper, some wooden goods, some wooden products. So this is logging industry. And I'm going to ask you, what are environmental impacts of logging industry?
Yes. In the about the last decades, in the Vietnam, the logging industry very developed. So now I see that it is not developed because the primary forest in the Vietnam is not large, and the Vietnam government they good work to protect the forest, and and I don't see the logging industry develop. So I see the people in my country, they they like to use some material from the industry, not from wood. So the government easy to protect the forest. Yeah.
Of course. And as a human, are you interested in nature?
Yes, I think so. Because I was born and grow from the countryside, so I love to go to the hill and a forest. Yeah, and I think I love nature. I like nature.
And now let's talk about, the environment surrounding us. Nowadays, of course, do you think you are satisfied with the environment surrounding you?
I don't think so, because I'm living in Hanoi, so I I feel a lot of air pollution and water pollution, very much around me. So I think the government should to improve them.
Yeah, of course, try to solve this issue. And what do you think when reading news about environment problems in Vietnam and in the world? You know,
Yeah, I think the big problem in the Vietnam is air pollution. But when I prepares with other region in the world, I think Vietnam in the top highest air pollution in the
Yeah,
world.
yeah, of course, of course. And okay, what do you think we can do, for example, to maybe conserve, to protect our environments or nature?
Yes, yes, I agree. I think we can. The first thing we can do is reduce the use of plastic product. So the second thing I think we can do is use more transport public.
Yeah.
So it will reduce the smoke from vehicle.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Very good. Well, now let me share the screen. Of course, we're going to watch a video and answer some questions related to video. So, the first question that you need to answer after watching the video is, why is plastic creating a 400-year problem? So let me share the screen to watch the video together, then we would talk about it. Just
Yeah.
wait a moment. Okay, just wait. Well, okay. So, according to the video, why is plastic creating a 400-year problem, you think?
Yeah, because it will be take 400 years to the plastic cannot resize and reduce, and it will take 400 years to
Absorbed by the nature,
yeah.
absorbed, and uh, I think the word that you want to use is degrade.
Mm,
Degrade
yeah.
means plastic is slow to degrade due
Mm,
to its chemical structure. It
yeah.
means degrade means changes to simpler form in order
Yeah.
to actually be absorbed by the nature.
Yeah.
So it's too hard. It takes 400 maybe year to be absorbed by the nature. Okay, very good. And so, what is maybe the danger of actually plastic for aquatic
Mm,
or marine creatures?
mm,
So let me write. I have two words here. Let me talk about it. Okay. So say Aquatic. Okay, that means marine. Okay, creatures, an animal that lives in the sea, in the water.
Yeah.
So what is actually danger? Why? Why aquatic and marine creatures are under threat? Why they are in danger?
Yes, because I see the people throw out the plastic product in the marine, so the the aquatic can eat
Yeah.
and can chop their cell
Of,
themselves. Yeah.
of, of course. Okay. And okay, what are actually maybe some environmental problems? You know, we have climate change, we have pollution, we have environmental degradation. You know, as I told you, degradation is the noun, and
Mm.
resource depletion. What does it mean, resource depletion? Actually, human is going to empty all natural resources. And so this means resource depletion. Which one is actually maybe more crucial, more important than the others? You think climate change, pollution, environmental degradation, and reduce depletion. Which one is more important than the others?
Mm, yeah, I think climate change. Climate
Yeah,
change.
climate change. And why?
Yeah, because when the climate change will impact to everyone in the world,
Yeah.
so they could change the food and how to the people uh,
Yeah.
in production about the food, about the good and anything.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Of course, very good. And we have the word degradation here, as I told you. It's a noun of degrade. It means the process by which something changes to a worse, a really
Mm,
bad condition.
mm.
And okay, tell me about, of course, let's talk about the results, the consequences of using plastic. If we keep going, the use of or using of plastic, what will
Mm.
happen to the nature and maybe in the future?
Mm. Yeah, can you add me again?
Yeah, of course, if we
Mm.
continue using of plastic,
Mm.
what will happen to the nature and the environment in the future?
Yeah, I think in the short time, we can see we can see a lot of plastic product around us, and I think uh, it's very hard to to degrade. Uh,
Yeah.
so so it will impact to every everything around us. For example, the animal can eat may eat, and animal may stuck by plastic product, um, and although the tree and can impact, the plastic can impact to the tree and growth. Yeah.
Of course, very good. And what do you think about actually using reusable products?
Yeah,
Can be,
I s-
yeah.
yeah, I see some company that you reuse the product, but I think it's very few very few compared to the total plastic product that is used every day.
So we can use some reusable products to conserve our nature, to protect, to conserve our nature. Okay, very good. And now, of course, I'm going to ask you, in your opinion, what should we do to tackle, to solve this problem? So we need to use some reusable, actually, maybe products. And okay, and is there any other way you think to conserve, to protect our nature?
Yes, I think the first thing we can do is reuse and reduce use product that's made from plastic.
Yeah.
The second thing I think we can use a product it's easy to eat friendly with nature.
Of
That's
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Very good. So we can use some eco-friendly products, reusable, eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So environmental problems, as we talked, climate change, pollution, environmental degradation, and resource depletion are environmental problems. And as you said, climate change is really crucial and significant. Well, the second thing about population. Okay, of course, the number of people who live in a specific area are population. Okay, so how population or how does population, how can population affect the nature, you think?
Yes, because I think we can calculate about the average the products the people can throughout the environment. That means if the population increase,
Yeah.
it's and then they will increase throughout
Mm-hmm.
uh, product
Yeah.
in the nature.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. And the next word, rainforest. As you know, rainforest is a tropical forest with tall trees that are very close together, growing in an area where it rains a lot, like actually Amazon
Yeah.
rainforest. And of course, is it important to protect the Amazon rainforest?
Mm.
Is it
Yes.
important? Why? Why is it
Yeah, I think
important to
so.
protect?
Because the Amazon forest is one of the largest forest in the world. So I think they can the Amazon forest will have to balance the climate and in the world.
Of course, so we can actually consider it as maybe the most important habitat.
Yeah.
Okay, habitats, a home of animals, different, species of animals, so can be the most important habitats. And we need
Mm.
to protect. Okay, we have another word, extinct. Okay, it
Mm.
means dead or vanished. We have, for example, dinosaurs are actually extinct. It
Yeah.
means they're dead, they vanished. Okay,
Yeah.
so many people are afraid that some animals will soon become extinct.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about it? Do you think actually this is based on fact or no? Just, people guess or I don't know, predict that something like this will happen in the future, but no, it's actually not based on fact and factual information. What do you think?
Yes, I think the people the population in the world increase, so the land of the animal decrease and their environments not fit and not good for them. So they may they're easy made to extend.
To be, yeah, it's easy to be extinct,
Yeah,
vanished or extinct. Yeah, of
yeah.
course. Very good. It's easy to become or to be because extinct is an adjective. So we need be
Mm,
or to be or become before it. And of course, we have the noun extinction. So that is noun of extinct. And the next one, okay, on the verge of. On the verge of means to be very close to doing something. For example, due
mm,
to the illegal hunting for their horns, this is horn, let me show you. This is horn, okay? Rhinos are currently on the verge of extinction. It means they are very close
mm,
to be extinct or to extinction. Okay, so this is the meaning of on the verge of. Get it?
yeah. On the
Okay,
verb on the verb of the
verge, yeah, verge, yeah,
verge.
the verge of, yeah, it means to be very close doing something or something happening.
Mm,
Okay. Well, we learned some words and we ask you to make some examples, maybe some sentences, including these words and
mm,
phrases.
mm, mm. The in my country we have a lot of environmental problem.
Very good. And population,
The population in the world is increasing.
of course, and rainforests.
Mm. Yeah, people in the world should to protect the rainforest.
Very good. Extinct.
Mm. Some of animal in the world uh, to be to be extinct.
Mm-hmm. And on the verge of.
Mm. Some of tree in the mice in the out in the primary forest on
Mm-hmm.
the verb on the verb of uh, cut
Mm-hmm.
down,
Yeah.
cutting
Okay.
down.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. And you can use on the verge of for different, in different sentences. For example, you can say, uh, they were on the verge of divorce.
Mm.
Yeah, of course. So you can say actually it was close to be happen. So something like this on the verge of. And
Mm.
well, be in deep water. What does it mean when you say people, for example, in many coastal cities will be in deep water if no actions are taken to reduce the sea pollution? So what does it mean, you think? Can you guess? Of course, I wrote here so you don't need to guess. To
Mm.
be, okay, to be in or get into serious trouble. So when we say be in deep water, it means to be in or get into serious trouble. So people, you know,
Mm.
will be in serious trouble if no actions are taken to reduce the sea pollution. Okay?
Mm. Yes.
Okay. Now, would you make another sentence using be in the water?
Yeah, but I see the Vietnamese of the bee in deep water. So
Yeah.
yeah uh, I feel it's mean it's not like about the the what the environment or in the
Okay. Would you
yeah
try? can you translate it in English so that I can realize actually what the definition of, you know, this phrase in Vietnamese is? Would you
Yeah,
say?
yeah. Um, that mean it's the trouble, the problem, the big problem, and the trouble.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
you know, as I told you, to be in or get into serious problem, you know, or problem or trouble. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I don't think I don't think it's like similar with nature.
Similar. Why? Why? Why do
Yeah,
you?
because yeah, I think when I rise ride a car in the road, so I I get an accident. So I think I can say, oh, I am in deep water.
Okay, so
In
of
this
course,
yeah, in
you.
this situation, it's not um,
Mhm.
it's similar with nature, and it's a yeah, it an event of my life in my life in.
Oh, mhm. Okay, so let me say something. The idioms can be used in different,
Ah,
you know, maybe sentences, not only about the nature. We
mm,
have actually,
mm,
this idiom means to be in or get into serious trouble. Now, how can I
yeah,
use this in the other maybe sentences or examples? For example, you can say, uh, you are a very good student,
mm,
but for example, you will be in
mm,
deep water, for example, in medical school. It
mm,
means if you go to medical school, you will be in trouble. Okay?
yeah,
Or
yes,
for example, for example, the director knew he'd been in deep water if he didn't mention his wife in his, for example, acceptance speech. So something like
yeah,
this. Okay, so we
yeah,
can use this idiom in different situations, in different sentences, not only about nature. This is one example.
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Well, okay, now let's talk about actually this word. You know this grammar, but comparative adjectives. That is really easy. Just let me briefly talk about this. Okay, when you're gonna compare two things, okay, two object, two things, two people, you can use comparative adjectives. And
Mm,
comparative adjectives, as you can see, as you know, actually divided into two types. When we have one syllable adjectives, one or two, and we have more than two syllable adjectives. What does it mean? For example, okay, the adjective like big, this is
mm,
one syllable, so big, one syllable. So if you want to compare, if you want to use it as a comparative adjective, you only need to add er than.
yeah,
For example, longer than, or bigger than, or larger than, happier than. But
mm,
sometimes we have some long adjectives, more than two syllables, like beautiful. So actually, we can't add ear than to beautiful because, of course, it's, you know, too long, so we don't need to add ear than. So we use more adjective than, more beautiful than. Okay, and of course we can use less or more, but the opposite of more is less. And
mm,
as you know, of course, we use more, to express a particular quality to a greater degree. Okay,
mm,
and of course less is opposite of more. And how can we use it? We normally use more and less before noun.
mm,
More people, less space. Okay, so we can use more and less, and
mm,
of course followed by noun in order to compare things. So we have a structure that is really easy. Of course, we have an adjective, okay, one syllable adjective plus ear plus than, and more plus adjective plus than, and less or more plus noun. Okay, so to compare things. Now, let's have a look at this part. People are living longer and healthier lives than before. It gets more difficult to find clean water. There are more people in China than in the US. So of course we need to put nouns, we normally compare two things, two objects, two people. Okay, so we need to put them first and second noun. And there is less space than before. So then, of course, something like a sign of comparative adjective that should be used. Okay,
Yeah.
now let's complete these rules according to the structure that we've learned. We do complete with short adjectives. It means one or two syllables.
Yeah.
Please.
Sorry?
Okay, would you complete this part with short adjectives?
Ah, short adjective. Uh, for example, cheap. Cheap.
So, chip.
Yeah. Mm, big. Small. Mm, thin, tall.
Yeah, of course. So we use now, let's complete with short adjectives like tall, small, happy. Okay, add what to the end of adjective? How can we make a comparative adjective for, with short adjectives? How can we make? We add
Uh, at plus er.
ear than, of course, ear than. And
Yeah.
with longer adjectives like beautiful or difficult, we use,
More, more.
of course, and
Adjective. Yeah.
very good. And we use what and what plus noun.
Sorry.
Okay, the last one, we also use this and this plus noun to compare things.
Uh, now we use less or more
Of
before
course, of
now.
course. So, of course, you can use less and, instead of more, you can use less in adjective, okay, to express smaller degree. For example, you can say, this girl is less beautiful than her sister. Less beautiful. It means smaller degree. So we can use less, okay, as well instead of more, okay, to express actually it can be smaller degree. Okay, well, now let's make some examples. Okay, let's make some examples, and of course using the picture, well, let's, for example, we have a comparison between 2009 and 2019. Okay, let's compare. And this is an adjective, polluted.
Yeah. The 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 beats are the beats
Mm-hmm.
the beats in um 2018 2019 2019 is more polluted than the beach in 2029.
Okay, very good. And the next one, we can use, for example, dry, something like this.
Right? For the next picture.
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
Or, for example, more beautiful, green. You can use
Yeah.
all of them.
The forest in 2019
Mm-hmm.
is drier than 20 and night.
Okay, okay. And now we have this two picture, 2008 and 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. And how about what's the next?
Okay, so what adjective? So you tell me what adjective you can use, for example. You know, what do you think
Oh,
about this one?
for the next picture.
Mm-hmm. Of course, this too. You know, of
Yeah.
course, the climates.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about
Warm,
the climates. Mm-hmm.
warm, warmer.
Okay, warmer, of course, the climates will be.
Yeah.
So let's make structure of sentences better. Okay, for
Mm.
example, we are actually comparing two years, one in present or past, one in the future. Okay, we're talking about 2018 or 28. Okay, for example, we can use if, I don't know, for example, 2024, 25, okay, 2050, okay? So we can say the climate or maybe the environment will be, or the world will be warmer than,
Mm.
okay, warmer than 2008.
Mm.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
can say something like this. Okay, about the last one. Okay, what can we say? For example, maybe we can say that, okay, we can use the word extinction, but this is noun. So how can we make a sentence in order to express extinction? So we can say, for example, we can say, okay, we are talking about some polar bears. Polar bears. Actually, the number of polar bears will be less than
Mm.
2000. So, for example, we can say less than 2009. Okay, so we can say the number of, or for example, population. The
Mm.
population of polar bears will be less than, for
Mm.
example, in 2019 or 2019 will be less than 2009. And so we can talk about population. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Or if you want to talk about the size of this tuber, you can use, I don't know, wick,
Mm.
strong, I don't know, healthy, maybe, healthy. Okay, let's make a sentence using healthy.
Mm. Healthy is healthier.
Healthier, of course. And don't forget, when we have actually an adjective that ends in Y. So if we're going to add E or you need to actually change Y to Y. So healthier.
Yeah, healthier.
Of course, so something like this. So now would you make your actually complete sentence? So would you make your sentence completely?
Yeah. The old people is healthier than young people.
Of course. No, actually, I'm asking
Ah,
these two picture polar bears.
yeah. The forest, the nature in 28, 29. The the nature in 29 is healthier than 2019.
The nature, it's better to say, the animals. The animals are healthier. For example, as you can see, this bear is healthier than this one. This one
Mm.
is too weak, I think. So healthier
Mm.
than. Very
Mm.
good. Do you have any questions related to actually this part, this grammar? Do you have any
Mm.
questions?
Mm. I understand, but it's really hard to use. Mm.
Of course. So I will
Yeah,
send you a worksheet,
yeah,
that you need to complete and do some exercises related to comparative adjectives. Try to do them and it will be easy to use after doing and after practicing, okay?
yes,
Good. Well, we have a listening section. Listen to the radio and decide whether the statements are true or false. Just let me say something about by. By
mm.
2050, it means until 20. We normally use by with years, for
Yeah,
example, especially when we're going to talk about future. By this year in the future, it means until. Well, let me play the audio and find the answers.
yeah.
Okay.
Unit 9. Nature. Recording 1. Welcome to Save the Planet, where we talk about the world's environmental problems. Now, did you know there are more than 6 billion people on the planet? And by 2050, there might be more than 9 billion. People are living longer and healthier lives than ever before. But a big population means big problems for the planet. Let's look at 3 of the most important problems. The first problem is water. Many people in the world can't get enough water, but in some countries we use too much. A person in Gambia, Africa, for example, uses much less water than someone in the United States. In Gambia, one person uses 4.5 litres of water a day. But in the US, it's 600 litres. And to make the problem worse, the deserts are getting bigger. The Sahara Desert is one of the hottest places in the world and is already the largest desert. But each year it gets bigger than before, so it gets more difficult to find clean water. Our second problem is the animals. There are more people on the Earth than ever before. This means we use more space. And for the animals, this means that there is less space than before. One example is the Amazon rainforest. It has the highest number of plant and animal species in the world, but it's getting smaller every year. People are destroying the rainforest to make more space for houses, roads, and farms. In the last 10 years, we have destroyed more than 150,000 square kilometers of forest. That's an area larger than Greece. So in the future, many plants and animal species will become extinct. And the last problem on our list, but not the least important, is the weather. The world is getting warmer. The ice in Greenland is melting faster than ever before, and on Mount Everest there is less snow every year. Also, sea levels are rising. This means that soon, some of the world's most important cities, like New York, London, Bangkok, Sydney, and Rio de Janeiro, might all be underwater.
Okay. So don't look at this part and try to guess. Don't check the answers. Okay, by 2050.
False.
Okay, false. Okay, number 2.
Number 2, so
Okay, true. Number 3.
a bigger four. Yeah, four.
False, of course, or getting bigger. Number 4.
I don't hear. I cannot catch up.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's guess. People destroyed the rainforest to make more space for businesses, roads, and farms. Okay, what do you think? Is it true or false?
I think it's true.
Okay, it's true, but maybe there is a distractor here. So I think no. Number 5.
Four.
Okay, Mount Everest. And the last one?
True.
Okay, so now about number 4, of course, it was false. I think there is a, let me say something about listening, special true, false. Of course, we have the other, type that is not given. I'm not going to talk about it now. About true, false, we normally have some distractors. It means distractors are some words maybe and some things that makes of confuse, maybe wrong information. For example, to make more space for business, maybe this word is, for example, for, I don't know, for people like this, for living. Okay, so this is distractor. It's not for business, it's for living. So normally we hear some distractors, some words, maybe some wrong information in order to get confused actually, and maybe choose the wrong answer, not correct. Or for example, more spaces for business, or for example, instead of road, I don't know, we have something, something like, I don't know, for producing paper. Yeah, something like this. So there are some different words because of this. Totally, this sentence should be correct, because people destroyed the rainforest to make more space for business, but there's some distractors that make the statement false. Okay?
That's
Good. Well, of course, if you want, you can listen again. If you need, you can listen again. Do you need to listen again?
Yeah, I think I will listen at home if I want, because I have it's like
Of course, very good. Okay, let's answer the questions together. Why not? Of course, according to the, I think you need to listen again because you need to answer the question.
Yeah.
Why does he say that a big population means big problems for our planet?
Yeah. I think for answering this question, I have to listen again.
Yes, of course, I do agree. So let's listen again.
Unit 9. Nature. Recording 1.
Welcome to Save the Planet, where we talk about the world's environmental problems. Now, did you know there are more than 6 billion people on the planet? And by 2050, there might be more than 9 billion. People are living longer and healthier lives than ever before. But a big population means big problems for the planet. Let's look at three of the most important problems. The first problem is water. Many people in the world can't get enough water, but in some countries we use too much. A person in Gambia, Africa, for example, uses much less water than someone in the United States. In Gambia, one person uses 4.5 litres of water a day. But in the US, it's 600 litres. And to make the problem worse, the deserts are getting bigger. The Sahara Desert is one of the hottest places in the world and is already the largest desert. But each year it gets bigger than before, so it gets more difficult to find clean water. Our second problem is the animals. There are more people on the earth than ever before. This means we use more space. And for the animals, this means that there is less space than before. One example is the Amazon rainforest. It has the highest number of plant and animal species in the world, but it's getting smaller every year. People are destroying the rainforest to make more space for houses, roads, and farms. In the last 10 years, we have destroyed more than 150,000 square kilometers of forest. That's an area larger than Greece. So in the future, many plants and animal species will become extinct. And the last problem on our list, but not the least important, is the weather. The world is getting warmer. The ice in Greenland is melting faster than ever before, and on Mount Everest there is less snow every year. Also, sea levels are rising. This means that soon, some of the world's most important cities, like New York, London, Bangkok, Sydney, and Rio de Janeiro, might all be underwater.
Oh, so the first one?
The first one is water.
Yeah, of course. Just okay. Yeah. So water, and people don't actually won't have enough water, and of course there's a difference between people who are living in different parts of the world. In the US, or Gambia, of course, less and more. And number two, animals and plants.
I think it is space for us animal.
Of course, green spaces, nature, habitats. So there won't be enough, of course, enough space and habitat to live for animals. And the last one, what are the results and consequences of global warming?
The big city under the water.
Okay, of course, big cities, okay, will go under the water. Okay, very good. So because actually all I think the ices are melting, actually due to global warming, and of course we will have more seas, more water, and some cities actually will go on the water. That's really dangerous, terrifying. Okay, do you have any questions, any issues related to the sport, something that you want to ask me?
Yeah, no.
Okay, very good. And of course, you can study this too. So, we have a question, here about, what are some big environmental problems in Vietnam? Of course, we have some answers. You can study them at home. Of course, it's maybe someone's opinion and answer, sample answer. It's not bad to study in order to maybe get idea. And just this. Okay. Ooh, and we completed this lesson. It's finished. And now, thank you. Let me stop recording because we don't need it anymore. Okay.